This forum, it has been very, very special for me. I've been presenting in this forum from last like 4 or 5, and it is very good to come back on this forum after the COVID, and I must compliment Deepak and everyone here who have contributed to make it physical. So, today, the topic is that how appliances are shaping lifestyle and kitchen architecture. Here, I'm not going to talk much about what kind of appliances, but directionally, what consumer is looking into. And we recently had a privy to do a very deep dive with Indian consumers. So far, such research has not been carried out in India. Mostly, people are banking upon the research which has been carried out in developed world or any other part of the world. So, very briefly, we said that what is the core need? The core need is food. And for food, we depend on cooking. So there was an era which was before Christ. Cooking was like this. Then comes the era that we made a little more organized cooking. Fire came into place in a big way. And then it came post-liberalization. This is where the appliances were present most widely in many kitchens. And then came the post-COVID, the era we live in. Here, the modular kitchen has taken a center stage. I think during the COVID period, everybody moved into the kitchen, and the process of making kitchen a part of the home is, I will say, a more or less completed or given. So today, if we see the designing, and recently we had a deep dive with 35 architects of the various leading cities, and we figured out a common thing. All the consumers who come to them are allocating a bigger space to kitchen, higher attention to appliances as well as the storage part or the design of the kitchen. And that makes a higher responsibility for all of us in this room to give an infrastructure which can solve the consumer needs much deeper, much better, and much more in an efficient way than earlier times. I think Gaurav has presented in depth what is happening on the real estate. But one thing from his presentation, maybe he had covered very well in detail, is the indicative thing: the cost of real estate is going up. And when the cost of real estate is going up, there is a pressure on the size of apartment and thereby the size of the kitchen. While everybody's need is to go for bigger, but the real estate prices will give the opposite direction push. So the role of all the kitchen captains become even more important. Now, how to do it? One direction is that since post-liberalization, we got used to various appliances to do multiple things. So not only that it would get consolidated. IoT is coming in, people need help, because earlier people were so skilled naturally that whatever they will make, they will just do it in a style. But today, we have multiple generations and they're all globally exposed. A kid will come and say he wants to have a pasta, or maybe sometimes somebody will say that I want to have a Spanish dish, and at the same time, the mother of the house may say that, okay, today is festival and let's stick to our roots and do something very traditional. So the kitchen has to be fully equipped, and today anybody person, earlier it used to be only house lady, but today anybody can take that role of chef in the house and would like to try his hand on something extraordinary for him, or maybe something very unique. And they will need internet help to make it happen. So there are a lot of videos, recipes going on, so they want that liberty in the kitchen to be explored. Energy efficiency will play a big role given the rising cost of energy and the sensitivity that we all are now developing to become better citizens on this globe. So with this, multiple appliances can be combined into one, which could be far more precise, which can help people to use it without being so perfect. So that would be the directional flow which will move into the kitchens. To do this, what are the avenues they are doing? So again, touching back to the research, people said that they want to have a full kitchen experience. So when they go in the market and try to figure out that what they should do in kitchen, so they will go to, say, modular kitchen stores, or maybe the building material stores, or maybe to the fancy kitchen studios, or I will say very well laid down kitchen studios. But what they miss, and that is a very big number which consumers have come back and told us, is that they don't get a full experience. So certain stores are focusing heavily on appliances, certain stores are focused heavily on the furniture part of it, But nobody is looking at a full integrated need. And this is an unmet need which is available for the industry to look upon. And I will give you some numbers. So first of all, this is the first time such surveys have been done, and we are able to flash the numbers. So where do customers go when they look forward for appliances? And here we are talking about these appliances which are directly related to new house construction. So if you see, the total number is around 15 lakhs. So if we see 15 lakh people either renovate a house or they go into new house. And that is the major demand which is driving either modular kitchens or built-in kitchen appliances. Now, if 15 lakh is the number, how it is divided? Where do they go? So they go to multiple sources. Obviously, online is given to check the price, to check the detail, or do the pre-research. Going forward, they also look at multi-brands to compare look, fit, finish of those appliances. They go to modern trade also to look at how somebody can explain it to them. And then EBOs. EBOs means exclusive appliances stores. So they zero down in and they try to focus there because there they get the best brand and the product experience. And then there is a big piece, which is modular kitchen. So people who are very clear about doing organized modular kitchen, and maybe right now on the upper part of it, upper part of the price pyramid. And over there, if you see, only 2.4 lakhs people end up only visiting. And I'm not talking about the conversion. So if we have to believe this data, this is only 2.4 lakhs kitchens are from the organized segment or maybe a semi-organized segment, not beyond that, from this sample size. And this sample size was done on top 10 cities. Now, if we are talking about, if the walk-in is so less, how can we give consumers a bigger exposure to a superior kitchen, or how can we improve their lives? This means we all have to work together and increase this footprint of customers inside the stores. So if we, and this is a huge opportunity, and there is a big void available. People are craving for full kitchen experience, and you are the guys who are having this retail footprint. You have the guys who have got better understanding. Now, if you guys and us work together and make this happen, we will be able to improve consumers' life. And look at the conversion ratios. People who walk into modular kitchen studios have the highest conversion, 69%. Because when somebody is talking about brand stores, he is already convinced, so conversion ratio is bound to be high. But vis-a-vis others, 69% is the overall conversion ratios which happens in the kitchen studios. So the problem statement that we want to bring it on the table is, what can we do together to increase the footfalls? What can we do together to create top of the mind that if somebody is looking at kitchen, he should look at full kitchen experience inside the kitchen studios, or versus going into fragmented buying? So that's a question that we need to answer together. And there are some recommendations. And these recommendation is that we build a value proposition as an industry, that what should be the value proposition to the consumers, and we populate that. Second is, we need to look at consumer insight based on retail experience. So if we are able to realign the retail experience, few of the consumers said that if I go to a modern format store, there are full of appliances, no kitchen. If I go to a kitchen studio, it is full of kitchen displays, but less of appliances. So I'm not able to make a clear decision. And if we are able to get this insight into action, I think the value proposition will be established and it will attract more and more footfalls, thereby benefiting all of us. And last but not the least is plan and execution of promotion and pricing strategy. Because I think this is an area where this industry has still need to work. And if we look back after this detailed analysis, ultimately it is 4P. First is product, which is the value proposition part of it. The second is place, which is the retail experience. And then comes the promotion and pricing. So basically, we need to work on these basics with these insights, and I'm sure that this will help all of us.